Hello, family. I'd like to give thanks and glory to Yah, Yahuwah, who y'all call God, and to his son, Yahshua. I'd like to thank the Most High, Yah, for sending the Hamashiach, that means Messiah in Hebrew, for the Israelites. In Matthew chapter 15, read it, verse 24, he said, I came who? Came for who? I came only for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He didn't say he came for nobody else, but this came out, the Hamashiach, who y'all call Jesus, Yahshua's mouth. He came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Before we get into this little lesson right here, we're going to talk about a little bit about what's going on right here in the day. This coronavirus got people out here have to wear a mask, and people dying at the, just every day they dying. When it first came out, a lot of black people went dying, and people was thinking that black people was immune to it. Well, we got to understand that a lot of black people like to eat that pork. And if you eat pork, and this coronavirus is like a respiratory, disease. Also, it attacks our, immune system. So if you eat pork, what's going to happen to you? Pork, the worms in pork always live. No matter how much you cook it, it's going to live. So when you eating that pork, it's inside you, leaching off of you. So it's going to attack your immune system, so you're going to be subject to the coronavirus. Now, a lot of times, a lot of people, when they seen Israelites on YouTube talking about the 400-year prophecy, 1619 to 2019, a lot of people were like, "Oh, y'all ain't go nowhere," and this, that. But if you read that scripture, you'll find out in Genesis 15. It said, Genesis 15, 13, 14. Please read. It said, after the 400 years, I'm going to judge that nation. Then after that, you shall leave there with great substance. That don't mean that we was going to leave right when we got 400 years, but we can see that the judge of the nations is coming right now. And the Israelites are dying with the Gentiles and the other nations. Want to know why? Because they're not waking up to realize who they are. They still in Christianity, they still in Islam, they still in Judaism, and whatever else. They don't want to wake up to realize who their true heritage is. I'm talking about African Americans and black people that are scattered abroad through the transatlantic slave trade. We are the real Israelites. And so just because of that, they don't want to keep the statute, laws, and commandments. The book of Baruch, it's a good book. You're in Christianity, they tell you don't read the Apocrypha, the books they taken out because they're bad books. That's another lie. The book of Baruch is in the Apocrypha. It's in the 1611 edition, the first translation of the Bible. If you get a chance, read Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. It tells you, it said, in the land of their captivity, the Israelites going to remember themselves and start to wake up and start to praise Yah. And that's what we doing now. Now, a lot of people that's stuck in all these different religions don't want to receive it. And I'm talking about black people over here in America, because this is who I deal with. Now, Psalms 91 is a good verse. And the Psalms is basically, you heard, I heard Christians reading Psalms 91, and I said, why y'all reading Psalms 91? It's talking about Israel, but y'all gonna read Psalms 91. I mean, it's crazy. You don't want to receive that you are Israelites, but you want to run to Psalms 91 and read it. And Psalms 91 is talking about the care of the Most High, because he's caring for his people, the ones that that love him, the ones that's recognized to keep his statute, laws, and commandments. That's who it's caring for. So we're in a book, if you go to the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 30, you're going to see that the Israelites going to wake up in the land of captivity. And that's a prophecy that's coming true, because we are waking up in the land of our captivity, which is in America right now. I'm going to read a little bit of Psalms 91. Psalms 91 says, he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Verse 1 says that. Verse 2 says, I will say to the Most High, which it says Lord, but I'm going to read in Hebrew when I speaking of the deity or our Father, I'm going to say the Most High, Yah. So Psalms 91 verse 2 says, I will say unto the Most High, He is my refuge and my fortress, my Yah. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snares of the fowlers and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with the feathers, and under His wing shall thou trust. He trust His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Now listen to this. Thou shalt not be afraid for His terror by night, nor for His arrow that flies by day. Now check this out. Nor for the pestilence that walks in the darkness, nor for the destruction that waits at noonday. Now check this out. Look what he says next in this verse. He says, 1,000 shall fall at their side, and 10,000 shall at their right hand, but it shall not come nigh unto thee. It's talking about Israelites. Now, what are we doing in this land of captivity? Let's go back to verse 1. He that dwells in the secret places of the Most High, and shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. The reason that we are dwelling in the secret place of the Most High in the land of captivity, because don't nobody believe that we are the true Israelites of the Bible, but we are. Now, we seeing a lot of people now, a lot of African Americans start to die with this coronavirus, and we know it's attacking our immune system. You know, it is older people, but still, just today up here in Fredericksburg, the first black man died in Fredericksburg. He was 63 years old, and he had went to the hospital and was trying to get tested. It took him a while, and he kept on trying to get tested for the coronavirus. They kept denying him. He had he had shortness of breath, he had diarrhea, and a lot of other stuff going on. But they still said that he didn't fit the criteria of the health department as testing to be tested. Make a long story short, he got really bad off sick. He couldn't barely breathe. When he went back up there and they put him on to get ready to test him, whatever, he ended up dying. So we got to realize and understand that this pork is one of the main ones that destroy our immune system. Of course, not believing in Yah, because of course, you know, Christianity's got us believing in Jesus and God is the title, Jesus is a made-up name. It's two things. So we got to understand that pork is very bad for Israelites. I know a lot of people say, oh, you must be crazy. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 66. Isaiah chapter 66. We're going to go there and we're going to read what it says. Now, this chapter is talking about the judges of the nation. The Most High is going to judge the nation, like what He's doing now. Judge the nations. You can start at verse 1 and read it for yourself. But I'm just going to go right to the point. But please read Isaiah, whole chapter, Isaiah 66. Because I don't want nobody to think that I'm just saying this and say, oh, he just read, acting like a Christian. You know, the Christian pastors, they read one scripture, then they say, let the Holy Ghost speak to me. Nah. This right here is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 17. But let's read. It says, you know what? I'm going to start up on verse 14 and read down to 17 and whatever. Verse 14 says, and when ye see this, your heart, you know what? Let me see here. Let's go to verse 12. Verse 12 says, Isaiah 66, verse 12 says, for this said the Most High, behold, I will extend my peace to her like a river, and the glory of the Gentiles like a flowing stream. Then shall ye suck, ye shall be born upon her side, and be down upon her knee. And check this out. Verse 13 reads, as one who has mother comfort, so will I comfort you, talking about Israel, and ye shall be comfort in Jerusalem. Now, this is talking about when Israel in Jerusalem, and talking about Israel going back to Jerusalem, will be comfort in Jerusalem. Listen to this. And when ye see this, your heart shall rejoice. We shall rejoice. And your bones shall flourish. Ezekiel chapter 37. Remember that. Read that. Talking about he going to breathe life back in the bones and we going to resurrect from the dead. Read Ezekiel chapter 37. Your bones shall flourish like an herb. And the hands of the Lord shall be known towards the servant, and his indignation towards his enemy. Remember that. For behold, the Most High will come with fire, and render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. Now that right there, cut that bull junk out with Christianity toward us. Oh, God is all love, and he ain't do no damage, and he ain't gonna do nothing. He's just gonna love it. That's a bull junk. He's the love. He loved Israel, but right here we read what he said he's gonna do to the enemy. Verse 16: For by fire and by his sword will the Most High plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Most High shall be many. Many people's gonna be slain. Now listen, the first ones that he gonna start to slain, his only begotten son. Look at the first one. The Messiah. The first one he gonna slay. They that sanctify themselves. You know, we walking around as Christians, sanctified, fire baptized, and all this. Now listen, I'm talking about black people. Y'all the one really gonna get it. And the purify themselves in the garden behind one's tree, in the mix eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, said the Most High. Black people, African American, you're the true Israelites of the Bible. Stay away from that swine. Stay away from that pork. Get rid of it. It's not right. You don't need to be eating. We read Isaiah chapter 66. You want to get right to it, go to verse 17. It tells you it's abomination and you will be consumed with the Gentiles. The word of Yah for the people of Yah. Praise ye Yah. Peace, shalom from Kadah.